Hi everybody, this is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Wednesday, April the 24th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, maybe you heard about one of the caravans in the south part of Mexico. There was apparently a caravan who crossed the border, and they were confronted by Mexican police, Mexican immigration authorities. They were arrested, detained, put in trucks. I don't know too much more what happened to them. I assume they were deported, but I don't know that 100%. And this is, of course, an interesting twist, if you will, to the story, because for many of us, we thought this would happen a lot sooner. I remember Mexico having the reputation as being a very difficult place for any Central American to go through. I mean, talk to any Central American who had to go through Mexico, and he or she will tell you that it was a pretty scary experience. Not only is the travel difficult, but the police could be very difficult, the authorities could be very difficult. I mean, they were exposing themselves to all kinds of problems when they would travel through Mexico. That apparently changed a little bit when you had these caravans reaching the United States. And now we have this new twist in the south of Mexico where several people were detained, and it happened apparently in more than one place. So I don't know if it's the same caravan or different caravans, I don't know. But it is what happened. There's a very interesting story about all of this in the Los Angeles Times, as well as other organizations that report on Mexico. And of course, the question everybody's asking is, what does this mean? Is this a change, or is this an isolated event? Nobody really knows, I suppose, until we see what happens over the next few days. Now, all I can do is tell you this, that I've had lots of conversations with friends in Mexico who clearly are puzzled by the tolerance of the Mexican government about these caravans, because in the past, these caravans would have been unthinkable. It would have never happened. Mexico would have stepped in and said, no, it's not going to happen, and they would have stopped the first one. And so this would have never become a problem. So I think, there's a couple of things going on here that we may want to keep an eye on. Number one, you could be seeing some public opinion problems with this issue. In other words, a lot of Mexicans may be saying to their government, look, we're sick and tired of this. Please cut it out. We don't want these people walking through our country. Another issue, too, is that there are reports that there are more than Central Americans who are in these caravans. You may have other situations like people from other parts of the world and so on who are sort of tagging along in these caravans. And the other thing, too, that we hear a great deal is that criminal elements are behind these caravans, and maybe the Mexican government is trying to take control of that situation. Again, we don't know because there's no official position from the Mexican government, no official statement about any of this. All we know is that they apprehended a couple hundred people in more than one place, and that that was the end of that caravan. So we'll see what happens, but I would not be surprised if Mexico is going back to its old ways of being very, very tough on people walking through the country. It's something, if you look at it from the national security standpoint, it's very risky for Mexico to have people walking through the country. And with respect to the relationship with the United States, not a good idea to be allowing all these people to walk through your country showing up on the U.S.-Mexico border. It's probably not a good way of getting along with President Trump. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, but it's an interesting development. Thank you for watching. We have all of these on YouTube, on Twitter, and on my blog. And if today's your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.